Hey there YouTube, Team Social Inc. here, bringing you a deck profile on one of my D-Police decks. This is the Dimensional Robo build, and with new support from with the Legion and the Extra Booster, it's got some pretty good cards for it. So let's go through it. I'm running the new starter. Dimensional Robo Dice Shoot. He's a G-Break 1. I can put him into my soul, choose one of my Dimensional Robo Vanguards, gains +4 and the ability when this attack hits. Vanguard, choose one of my opponent's rear guards and retire it. I run him over Goyusha because I can, if I play it right, I can get the 3 in soul I need for both my main Vanguard's abilities for the crits, and so I really don't need the soul. Plus, you kind of don't want to run Goyusha for the superior ride, because in Stride and Legion you kind of want to go second to be the first one to Stride and or Legion, or Stride or Legion. So Goyusha kind of wasn't. Plus, he kind of adds more pressure. He's a free counterblast, basically Die Barret, so that's kind of nice. For grade 3s, I'm running 4 Super Dimensional Robo Die Kaiser. He's a limit break from Trial Deck 12. His break right skill is limit break 4. When a Dimensional Police unit rides this unit, you may pay the cost of 1 counterblast, and if you do, choose your Vanguard, and until end of turn it gains power plus 10,000, critical +1, and the ability when it reveals a grade 3, you can choose one of your opponent's guardians and retire it. So right now this is there's a lot of guard restricting, but Dimension Police has the only way to guard break, so it makes it a pretty powerful plan if it goes off right. And next grade 3, I run 4 True Ultimate Dimensional Robo Great Die Kaiser. It is the he's the Revival Legion for Great Daiusha. He's a 22k Legion with Great Daiusha. His Legion ability, he has 2 Legion abilities. One is when he's in Legion, and if you have 3 or the number of Dimensional Robos in your soul is 3 or more, he gains critical +1. And then his second one is when this unit reveals unit's drive check reveals a grade 3, and your Legion's mate critical is 2 or more, you may pay the cost of 1 counterblast. If you do, choose one of your opponent's rear guard or guardians and retire it. So when you break rat, the turn you break rat Legion over Die Kaiser, you get 2 retires off 1 grade 3. So it can really punch through guards. It becomes handy. Might force your opponent to overguard or guard for more than necessary. And I play 3 Ultimate Dimensional Robo Great Daiusha. Easy mate to True Die Kaiser. His limit break is during your turn, the number of units in your soul with Dimensional Robo and its card name is 3 or more. This unit gains power plus 2,000, critical +1. So his limit break is how you get True Die Kaiser's guard break skill off. Then if you have a non-Dimension Police unit, he loses 2,000, and then he's a cross-ride, so if you have Super Dimensional Robo Daiusha in soul, he gains plus 2,000. So if you have Daiusha in soul, and when you attack, he'll become a 15k attacker, because his limit break and then the cross-ride power does add to it. So This would swing for... The Legion would swing for 26 by itself. Grade 2s. 4 Dimensional Robo Die Dragon. He's the Dimensional Robo 12k attacker. 12k attacker, pretty much columns, good attacks, you know. Get some good numbers. Swinging at the Vanguards. Pretty good card by itself, even. Next grade 2 is 3 Dimensional Robo Dijet. He's a G-Break 1 once per turn. Choose a grade 3 card with Dimensional Robo from your drop zone. Put it on top of your deck, and then shuffle your deck. And that's the cost to give one of your Vanguards +4. The ability when this unit...
Excuse me?
When this unit attack hits a Vanguard. When your Vanguard's attack hit, counter +1, you can draw a card. So he's pretty nice to return to grade 3s for the shield break. Plus that nice little power and draw. And then next is 3 Dimensional Robo Kaiser. He's the mini break ride of the deck of Dimension Police. When Dimension Police rides this unit, choose your Vanguard and gains power +5. I might take him out because he's not really necessary as much. I kept him in really when I was running Dayusha, because I would ride into Dayusha and he'd swing 15, so that would give him his extra critical. But since I don't run Dayusha, he's not really as needed. Grade 1s, I run 4 Dimensional Robo Die Shield, the Dimensional Robo Perfect Guard. He's the unflipper, or he's not the unflipper, so I mean this deck doesn't burn through as many counterblasts, and there are some times when I will need the rear guards, so he is pretty nice since he can guard rear guards too. I run 3 Dimensional Robo Die Brave. Her ability is when she's in Soul, I can move her to the drop zone. Choose up to one of my Dimension Police Vanguards until end of turn. Gets the ability Counterblast when this unit attack hits a Vanguard. You may draw a card with the Counterblast. So her with Dijet can get you a pretty nice number of cards if the attack hits, along with the Twin Drive. So it's a pretty nice draw engine with this deck. And you really don't want to use her if you have exactly 3 in Soul, because then you'd go down to 2, so you'd lose your criticals, which you really don't want to do in this deck. I'm running 3 Dimensional Robo Die Line. He's the Dimension Police Limit Break Enabler, which means I can break ride and I can get Great Dayusha's Limit Break off at 3 damage or less, which is pretty nice, being able to swing big numbers early game. And then finish off 2 Commander Laurel. I only play 2 because I've tried 3 and he kind of became too cloggy, and there'd be a lot of times when I have to ride him, and sitting on a 4K base grade 1 isn't very nice.
And what's in 3000 grade 2 is even better?
Plus the fact that he's not a dimensional robo, so he wouldn't count towards gaining the crit. So I really don't want to have him as a ride option. And I find that I get him often enough where he does appear on field often enough to make a difference. Grade 0s, I play 4 Dimensional Robo Go Rescue, Heal Trigger, pretty obvious. I'm running 8 Crit, 4 Dimensional Robo Die Battles, 4 Dimensional Robo Die Wolf.
Yeah, since you guys finally got your 8
crits. Yeah, it's pretty
crits.
nice that we got another set of Dimensional Robo crits. So if I ever do go back to if I ever do use Go Yusha, I have a full set of triggers for him.
Yeah, now they don't have a. Now it's just a lion, a dragon, a bird.
And I run 4 Dimensional Robo Diecranes draw because this deck really doesn't generate that much of a hand, so the draw is nice. Plus, with your Vanguard already having your main Vanguards having critical +1, this time 12 crits isn't as necessary because once you hit grade 3, you're swinging extra critical, so there's that pressure. And then for the Stride deck, I play 1 Super Cosmic Hero X Rogue. When you stride, both you and your opponent have to be at grade 3, and you have to discard cards equaling grade 3 or greater. His ability is when this unit tag hits a Vanguard, if this unit's power is 37,000 or greater, I can draw a card. My opponent chooses one of their rear guards and retires it. It's a pretty nice card, gives me an extra card and forces my opponent to retire 1 if they don't have a unit with resist. So, pretty good first ride card, nice pressure. And there are ways to, so this is like after trigger checks and boosting, so when it hits, if you've hit triggers and all, so there are ways to get up to 37. I run 1 Dark Superhuman Omega. His ability is Counterblast 2 and Soul Blast 1. When this unit is placed on Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your rear guards and put it into your soul, and then choose all of the units in your opponent's front row, and those units' power will drop by the unit you put into soul. So if you ride it and then pay the cost and put a grade 3 into soul, your opponent's entire front row loses 11. So if they're sitting on 11k base Vanguard, that is now at 0. So that's going to force more cards there. It's kind of a situational card. If you know your opponent doesn't have a perfect guard, or if your opponent's low on cards, you can ride into him and really force guard of your opponent or end the game with him. So he's I throw him in at 1 as a Tekken, just situational. Running 4, 99th generation Dimensional Robo Commander, Great Diarth. He's the Persona flip of this deck. He's a once per turn Counterblast 2 and choose copy him himself face down from the G zone and turn it face up. And then you may search your deck for up to 1 grade 2 Dimensional Robo and 1 grade 3 if you have a Dimensional Robo Heart. 1 grade 2 Dimensional Robo and 1 grade 3 Dimensional Robo from your deck superior column. And then if you have 2 or more units in the G zone face up with Dimensional Robo in its name, it gains an extra critical. So you really won't get it the first time you use it, his ability, unless you stride into him first, don't use the ability, then stride again. Activate ability, then you'll have 2 so you can gain the crit. I basically throw him in there for to help set up field. Like if my field's lacking, I'll call him, and then I'll either grab a grade 3. I really don't grab grade 3s unless necessary, but I'll grab a Die Dragon or a Die Jet. Die Dragon as an attacker, Die Jet to return my grade 3s for guard break skills. And then
Also, if you have another Dimensional Robo face up if there's 2 or more face up in the G zone, he also gets a crit. Oh, I did not hear that.
Yeah, no.
Oh, sorry.
I play 2 Super Cosmic Hero X Rogue. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, I can flip over one of my face down G units, flip it face up, and this unit will gain power plus 4,000 for each face up. It's like a mini Blizza. Not as much power, but in exchange, when this unit's power reaches 45,000 or greater, it gains 1 critical. So it doesn't hit as high, but it will hit just as hard with that extra critical, making up for not as much power. So there have been times where I've gotten up to good numbers by attacking a rear guard, all effects to him, and then swinging right at the Vanguard again, using his ability, and then just that high number just crushes him, and then going critical really doesn't hurt. But yeah, so one of the nice things is with Stride, your opponent doesn't guard, and you have a full field with Laurel. You can rest your units to withstand your Stride. You're getting 6+ cards, depending on your triggers, in your hand just from that. And considering that you're losing 2 columns for another triple drive, honestly now that's not really a minus at all. So yeah, so that is my that's my version, I should say, of the Dimension Police. My Dimension Police deck, Dimensional Robos. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and tell us what you think. And Team Social Link out.